Hello, we are here in Nashville, Tennessee, and we are going to have a weekend full of vintage markets, vintage shopping, antique shopping, and some really good Southern food. Welcome to Nashville. Yesterday we went to 3 different vintage markets. We went to Fiddler's Antique Market, and there just happened to be 2 more antique markets the same weekend. So they call it Antique Weekend. And I guess we were here in Nashville at the right time because we didn't know there was an antique weekend here in Nashville. So that was a lot of fun. And I found the best thing of this entire weekend about 10 minutes into shopping in Nashville. I came into the market and I couldn't believe it, but I found a Potosi dog that matches our Potosi cat, and you won't believe how much I paid for it. Fiddler's Antique Show kicks off the Antique Week in Nashville. This market actually started on Wednesday, and you can get early buy for $25 from 8 a.m. to noon, and that ticket is good for the entire weekend. General admission begins Wednesday at noon, and those tickets are $15, and again, they are good for the entire weekend. No joke, we were getting here on Saturday, the last day of the sale, at noon. And this is why I never give up hope, even if I can't make it to a vintage market until the last day. I was kind of hopeful that people were getting ready to pack up, and so they would have their items at a discounted price. Little did I know that I was going to find one of my bucket list items that had been sitting there all weekend long for only $10. A Potosi dog. Potosi dog. $10. I literally was trying to keep my straight face on. You know, you've got to have a game face when you are antique shopping or thrifting and somebody tells you a really good price. I was so excited. I would have felt a little bit guilty if I was planning to resell it because the dealer just didn't know what it was or what it was worth. But since I was keeping it for my personal collection, I was like, yes, $10. You can't get a better deal than that. This antique show specializes in fine antiques, and if you are a collector, we saw some really wonderful things that we've never come across before when we've been out flea market shopping. They have a list on their website of all the vendors that come from all across the country for this event. It's like ours, but aged 1,000 years. Interesting. 1930s. Maybe ours is like a 1960s version of that.
Maybe ours is a pristine version of the 1930s.
And it's worth a lot more than we thought.
Right.
This mirror is gorgeous. I think Aaron and Amy would use that in a second. I have to send them a picture. Look at this baby bassinet. It's amazing. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you hang some kind of like a little mobile for the baby. Oh.
I just hang my laundry there to dry.
Your laundry?
Yeah.
That could be the laundry basket, and that's where you dry it. Out on the West Coast, we are just simply a little bit younger, and so we don't have as many of these antique primitives at our shows. The further east you get, the older the stuff is. Wow. It's all hand beaded. That's fun. I'm so into this tramp art right now. $5.75. That is beautiful. It's too bad the mirror's broken. Look at this Scandinavian. Well, it's kind of like a chandelier, but for candles. Look at the little owls. They're so cute. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see them. We've got enough of those around our house. And on it. That'd be really beautiful at Christmas time too, when we pull out our Scandinavian stuff. A little too much though. If you are into primitive style and early American antiques, you are going to want to add this Nashville show to your list. We've been to this one, remember? The Heart of our Ohio Antique Center. That was a good one. Where else do we need to go to? I know, right? Just waltz in with my own pliers. Now we're headed next door to the Nashville Vintage Clothing and Jewelry, and it looks like $10. Whew, I thought 35 for a second, but that's early buy. And we get VIP?
Yep.
Woo!
Special green VIP.
I like it. This was the first ever event for the Nashville Vintage Clothing and Jewelry Show, which kind of blew us away. It was really inspirational because we are going to be hosting our own vintage market later this summer, and I will be sharing more details on that coming soon. So it was really inspiring to see such a well-curated vintage market with real vintage clothing. Oftentimes in the Pacific Northwest, we're still into 90s grunge, and that counts as vintage, but it was really refreshing here in Nashville to see real vintage clothing, not only on the racks, but so many of the shoppers at this market were rocking awesome vintage looks. We had a blast talking to vendors and hearing their stories of where they came from and how they got into this industry. I highly encourage you, when you go to these types of markets, to chat with the people you are purchasing your items from. You will hear some of the most amazing tales, and we always just have such a fun time, no matter where we are, getting to know the people that make these events come to life. One of my top bucket list finds is to find these vintage embroidered boots. I don't think either of them will fit me, and they're probably out of my price range, but we've got to at least look. These are $5.80. Let's see what size they are. I think they're too small. The $5.80 is not bad. Usually they're around $1,200. Oh no, they're my size, 8.5. Oh no. Even though they were my size and half the price that they go for on eBay, I just couldn't do it today. Dude, this is where we're from. That's hilarious. This is a city very, very close to us. Emily Sutton. Do you know her?
Someone might.
Sitton? That's not a U? Oh no, you're right. That's an ITT. Emily Sitton. Cute coat.
We found your jacket.
Yep. In Nashville, Tennessee. I love that. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So this is by William Spratling.
Yeah, look at the bone.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I just brought it off my wall. I'm selling my big house, so a lot of my paintings are
Oh
here.
yeah, so it's signed up there. So his is a 3 and an eagle wing, you said?
And the eagle. The eagle is a belt. They call it an eagle, so when I first learned, I was looking for the eagle, and they had the belt. But it has the number. And so I wouldn't call it a foundry, but the artists in the silversmith shops, they all had their own eagle, and that's how it's identified.
Oh, okay.
To be in business, you had to have an eagle.
The eagle.
So that's one of the first ones.
If you purchase the VIP tickets at the Vintage Clothing Jewelry Show, it also gets you into a third antique exhibit that is next door to the Vintage Clothing Show. Look at this dog. His tail wags? No way. That just made it 10 times cuter. That's adorable. This is like my lion rug. I've never seen another one like it before. Wow. This show has been going on for over 30 years, and they have all kinds of merchandise. Everything from mid-century modern, folk art, primitives, industrial artifacts, linens, quilts, jewelry, pottery, fine art. And we found a lot of really unusual things in this market. Look at this folk art table. It's incredible. This market kicks off on Thursday of Antique Week with early buy starting at 8 a.m. until noon. And general admission starts Thursday at noon and goes all the way through Saturday at 4 p.m. Look at this thing. That's amazing.
So it's a glass insert on top.
Oh, so that you're not like your plate and your cup isn't
Right.
falling.
A little glass insert.
Yeah, that's a good point. During the pandemic, Jesse and I binge watched American Pickers. So when we booked our trip to Nashville, we really wanted to stop at their antique archaeology store here in Marathon Village. Marathon Village is a neighborhood born out of the buildings that once housed Marathon Motor Works, all the way back in 1910. It was the first factory to totally manufacture automobiles in the southern United States. Today, there is a collection of little stores along with the Automotive Museum. And as someone who is endlessly curious, it is fascinating to see how they built these cars back then. If you, your husband, or anyone in your family is interested in learning how things were made, this is definitely somewhere that I would add to your list to stop when you visit Nashville. My parents still own our great-grandfather's Model A, so I do have a little bit of a passion for old cars, although this was the first time I learned about how they were made. Next up, we are finally going to check out antique archaeology. Another tramp art piece, $350. It's actually fairly reasonable. A lot of tramp art boxes sell on eBay for around $300 to $500. So considering it's here at Antique Archaeology, that's not bad. It was pretty neat seeing Antique Archaeology. I'm a little bit sad that they didn't have more smalls. It seemed like they had some really unique larger pieces for sale that were pretty expensive, which I did expect, but I was hoping that they were gonna have more smaller things that people that are traveling could easily take in their luggage. They did have a lot of souvenirs, but I was looking for something actually vintage.
If you're like a fan of the show, it's cool.
Yeah.
Because it was more like a museum.
Yeah.
Than like a store you're really gonna buy something. There was some stuff, but like a lot of like fan merch, which is cool if you're a big fan of the show and Mike and all of his collection and all that stuff.
And there was a lot of things that were not for sale, which I actually didn't mind at all because it's kind of cool to see things that were featured in episodes. And a lot of them even had the episode that they were featured in on the tag. So you can go, oh yeah, I remember that episode, that's so cool. Overall, it was a great experience, and I actually enjoyed that giant automotive warehouse because that was a museum too. Now we are headed to get some barbecue, and we're going to a place called Edley's, and it is supposed to be a really good traditional Southern barbecue. So we're gonna get our bellies full before we continue on to more antique shops. It's a popular place. Might be a while till we eat. But we've heard it's worth it. After yesterday at Hattie B's, we learned our lesson and we are sharing one meal today. We got the sampler platter for one that has 3 different kinds of meat. It's got a brisket, a chicken, and a pork. It's got cornbread. We opted for the grits and the green beans as the side. And And I still think that we're gonna get full off of this. I claim the pickles.
Yeah.
That was good. The barbecue was good. It was not comparable to what we had in Texas, but it was really good. And the drink that I had was really delicious. It was a bourbon tea drink, and it had a little bit of sweetness to it, so it must have been some kind of a sweet mint tea, and it was really good. And the best part was the banana pudding. Did you like the banana pudding, Jesse?
Yes, I like the banana pudding.
It was much better than the first one we had here. It was a lot creamier. It had some like nuggets of cookies or something inside of it. Nuggets.
Nuggets?
Nuggets. It did not have
no
nougats.
nougat in there.
There was no nougats. Maybe I was trying to say it with like a southern accent, and I was like, nougat? No, that's not. I'm really bad at accents, like really abnormally bad. We are headed to Gas Lamp Antiques now, and there are actually 2 locations. So we're gonna go to the original location first. They say on their website that they have over 250 dealers. So I'm very excited to check this store out. And if we have enough time, which I think we do, we're gonna go to the second location too. It's like a giant Staples, but underneath it, it says Gas Lamp Antique Mall. We're going to that side over there where the sign says Antique Mall.
They went halvesies.
Yeah.
They went halvesies with the Staples.
Get your paper and your vintage.
Get your Staples and your gas lamp.
Look at this. That's my favorite Venice painting I've ever seen. It's so moody. Oh, I miss Venice. A couple months back when we started planning this trip, I asked my Instagram followers where I needed to go in Nashville, and the #1 place that was recommended was Gas Lamp Antiques. There are 2 locations. This is the original location, and it is a massive antique mall filled with everything you can imagine. I found one of these before and it didn't have the little glass tops on it. I wonder if that's original or if somebody added that.
Looks original.
It does look original. That's so funny, I had no idea. I want to give a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace gives you everything you need to create a beautiful website with easy-to-edit website templates and no coding needed. Squarespace offers full commerce and marketing features to run your business online. This past month, I have been having so much fun building out my exclusive members areas that are sections of the website that are designed specifically for travelers of our group travel trips. I had been wanting to utilize Squarespace's members area for the longest time, and it's been so much fun to build this section out. Offering an exclusive members area to my travelers will give them a place to come to not only communicate directly with me, but also to be able to find all of the information that they need for our upcoming trip all in one location. With members areas, you can build out multiple pages offering whatever kind of content you want to offer your followers or customers. I am offering exclusive access to my members area for free for our travelers, but with a Squarespace website, you can offer paid subscriptions locations to your member areas, which means that you can create a completely new stream of revenue and income for your brand and your business. Whether you're wanting to offer tutorials on how to DIY projects or how to become a reseller online, or you're wanting to share exclusive content for paid members only, there are endless options for what you can create in your member areas. You can stay connected, stay in touch, share information, all while building your brand and your business. And Squarespace gives you all of the tools you need to create a beautifully designed space. Head to squarespace.com to start your free trial today, and when you are ready to launch your own website, head to squarespace.com/leftcoast for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I already found a Monet painting for my sister, but it's giant and we're in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's not happening. I'd consider shipping it home, but it is $1,000. Yeah, that's the other thing. But you know what? Maybe we'll find something else. You never know. We were just laughing about that we haven't seen a penguin ice bucket yet here in Nashville. These kind of look like them for a second out of our split corner of our eye. That lamp is great. $3.95. Yeah, definitely needs a new shade, but that's a good lamp. Now this is a massive candelabra. Look at this. Wow, it's only $195. If I had a castle, I would definitely buy that. That's amazing. If we ever get a castle, can we have something like this in it?
If we ever get a castle?
Yeah, Chip and Joanna just got a castle.
I guess that's kind of true. Or, yeah. I don't think we're ever gonna get a castle.
I don't think so either, but maybe in Italy, maybe there'll be one that's like for $1. You know, sometimes you see those articles.
It's not really my vibe.
Castle. Medieval castle.
No.
But you can't have like mid-century modern in a castle though. It just doesn't work. See, Jerry, 1970, $9.50 on sale for $6.95. Is that the San Francisco Bridge? Yeah, that one.
The one that says Golden Gate Bridge wall art?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's in San Francisco though.
It is, correct.
That is a yummy onyx. Don't you just want to eat it? Look at that.
Oh, it's fake.
It's not. That's the real deal. You can't fake it that good. It's too bad it's not backlit though. That would just be amazing if you could put like little lights underneath there. Inside the drawers. Gorgeous. She's pretty. How much are you? $125. No deal, but it's beautiful. Yeah, and there's another one here. We got the jug in Amsterdam. That's similar. It has the more traditional Rimini blue pattern on it, but that would look pretty next to it because you'd have a smaller one. But not for $125 today. Something I'm looking for our house is teak napkin rings, but I want something more atomic looking. I have not found any yet. To keep looking. We struck out surprisingly at the first one. It was a great antique mall. They just didn't have a ton of mid-century, so we're gonna try the second location, which is just around the corner. And this one is just as massive. Amazing. I thought this one was gonna be like a little nook, but it is not. Check that out. Not the guy, I'm talking about that. I have a good feeling we're on the right path. This location has some really good vendors that are very much my style. And see, this is how you can mix in medieval with boho and mid-century. It totally works.
Just gotta know how to do it. This bird's amazing. It's stone and it has inlaid brass. Let's see, vintage, $2.98. Wow. No, you don't need that. Beware of awesome wife. This is the exact kind of lampshade that I'm looking for at my house. I want something that has the large scallops instead of the more like pleated look. I love that. This is so pretty. This is that open lace work pottery out of Mexico, Oaxaca. $45. That's actually a pretty good price. The sticker on it does look new though.
Chandelier?
Yeah.
For what?
I have no idea. I just really like it. I'm just thinking dining room, and I don't think that's quite right. The reason I was thinking for a second was because we have such a linear thing going with our tile. I'm trying to find a lighting fixture that has something linear. What is the price tag say on there? Can you turn that? Let's at least see how much it is. Maybe that'll make us feel better about not getting it. I'm gonna say $325.
You are incorrect.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher? $425?
Higher.
$525?
Higher.
$700?
Higher.
No. $900?
Higher.
No way. $1,300?
Lower.
$11.95?
Lower.
What is it?
$9.75.
Wow. Hey, at least it works, it says.
At least you don't have to spend the $12 to rewire it.
Yeah.
It's the solar system.
I love our solar system. That is so cute. I don't have a need for it, but...
Pluto's still on here. They haven't updated this.
It's vintage.
Declassified Pluto.
Poor
Pluto is
Pluto.
no longer a planet.
Poor Pluto.
So you have to break this off when you buy it.
No.
You don't want to teach your
What if they
child
add
the
it back
wrong
in? What if
thing.
they change their minds again? Maybe?
Well, then you just save it so you can glue it back on.
There you go. There you go. I like it. What is this little lion dish? He looks like a frog. It is $70, darn. He's so cute though. So cute. Gas Lamp Antiques and Gas Lamp Antiques 2 are huge. There are so many different styles in the booths. They have a lot of different vendors. We ended up walking out of both of them empty-handed, surprisingly. And I think it's just because we're being a little bit pickier because we travel pretty light on this trip and we don't have a ton of space in our luggage. So it has to be something that is either an incredible deal or something we've really been looking for a long time to make it worth packing into our luggage or the cost to ship home. I am not above shipping things home. I do it all the time on the road if I find something I love. Sometimes it can cost anywhere from $20 to $75 to ship something home, just depending on how much it weighs and how big it is. We're obviously driving, so don't mind GPS over there. Now we're headed to East Nashville, and we haven't been over to this part of Nashville yet. And there is an antique store called East Nashville Antiques, so that is where we are headed next, and we will just cross our fingers and hope we find something good inside there. Exactly what we want. $125. I love it. We want one of those in our basement. A brass one of these. This one is $175. Hey, these would work in our castle. Obsessed. I love her. She's so beautiful. Amazing. Hey, we have that. Oh, there's another one of those. Man, they're everywhere. I'm seeing them everywhere now. It's like once I spotted them, it's like I can't unsee them. This is all from one woman's collection. It's amazing.
Oh, it's not a tiki mug. It's a coin bank.
We could save money for the tiki party to buy more tiki stuff.
I can set it out and have people drop money in there.
And pay to come to the party.
Pay for next
like
year.
$10 cover in pennies. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
He's huge. This table is actually big enough to sit my family. Look at that thing. It's massive. $13.95. That's not bad for such a big table. And it doesn't have to be refinished. Let's see how much they have on this set. Russell Woodward, spun fiberglass, $4.50 for the whole set.
We learned really quickly that Nashville is fun. There is live music playing in almost every single bar. In fact, many of the bars have 3 levels and there's live music on each level.
Get the shot?
No, not as good as you.
Oh, you're fantastic, babe. If you were like us and you like a little bit calmer of a scene, this is the place to come. It's a pedestrian bridge, and I will insert text of the actual name because I don't know what it's called. But I had looked up that this was a great place to come and see the city from afar. And the blog was correct. It's beautiful here and it's nice and quiet. You can hear all the fun off in the distance without having to be too crowded.
One of our favorite little areas that we visited was Printer's Alley. It was a little bit calmer, less of the party buses, and even though it was the weekend, we were able to find a place to just sit, have a drink, kick back, and listen to some live music. When I started looking up locations for us to stay at in Nashville, I knew I wanted something that had some real history to it. And when I came across the Union Station Hotel, I knew that this was going to be the spot for us. It is a former train station that was established in 1900, and it was the epicenter of American travel during its time. The exterior of the building is just incredible. It has beautiful Gothic design complete with turrets and towers, and that made the Union train station an architectural marvel in its day. It is currently part of the Historic Hotels of America, and it truly is a turn-of-the-century landmark. After a fabulous evening checking out the town and with the loud music of Broadway, this hotel was the perfect place to come back to relax at the end of our evenings. Our stay here at the hotel was not sponsored, and I can absolutely recommend this place. The service was great, the food was great, and in the evenings they have live music around the fireplace. There's just live music everywhere here in Nashville.
We were right till we would build a home.
On our first day here in Nashville, we went to Hattie B's Hot Chicken. Now, this was another place that when I pulled Instagram, I was told we had to come to. The chicken is fantastic, but you better come hungry.
All right, what do we got here? We got half of a chicken. Did you get medium on yours?
Yeah.
We got some crinkle fries, we got fried pickles, we got banana pudding, grits, mac and cheese, baked beans. Wow. So for your information, this is a small, and that's the full size. So, wow. Good thing they got to-go boxes, right?
By far, our favorite meal we had in Nashville was at a restaurant located just around the corner from the Union Station Hotel. It is a little bit more upscale than the fried chicken, but I promise you it will be worth the splurge. Every single bite was perfection. And I highly recommend getting their lemon rosemary gnocchi. It was as good as in Italy.
We are here at Centennial Park, and we are gonna go check out the Parthenon. They have an entire full-scale Parthenon that is identical to the one in Greece. So we haven't been to the one in Greece, so it's gonna be really neat to see this one, obviously in very good condition. Well, Nashville has been amazing. Jesse and I had so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us in this adventure here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I will see all of you in the next adventure.
And that wraps up our 2 days in Nashville. I feel like we got to see just the tiniest little glimpse of this beautiful city, and I look forward to coming back someday when we have a little bit more time. But it is time to hit the road because we rented a car and we are driving all the way from Nashville to New Orleans. In our next adventures, we are going to experience Mardi Gras for the first time. We are going to meet up with some of our friends that we traveled to Morocco with. And of course, we are going to do lots more vintage shopping. This time, I'm pretty sure we're going to fill up that luggage.